Yo, I used to read every day, like for at least an hour. But now, for some reason, I just stopped reading. I don't really enjoy that and I'm just not reading. I have 20 pages left of a book and I just can't gather myself to read it all. I used to read so freaking much and now I'm just procrastinating it as fuck. I heard a guy saying that he reads for 4 hours a day and I can't read for half an hour. Like, I know that he might have been lying, though I don't think so. But even if he read for just 1 hour, I couldn't do it. I'm like, no, I don't really want to read. I'm bored after 5 minutes. I'm like, when am I gonna stop? This is quite boring. I mean, maybe I'm just picking up wrong books, but I don't think so. I think it's just something that, no, I don't want to do it. But I must read. Reading is such a treasury of knowledge. There's like some of the core beliefs that I have come from books, not from videos, although videos shaped me in such a big way, but from books. Be a producer, not a consumer. Smile to people. These things come from books that I've read. For some reason, if I read something, it just sticks. It's just something that is gonna stay in me. Reading is just so important, and you know this, and I know this. And even though I know this, I'm like, I don't wanna read. I used to read so much and now it all went to shit. But I must regain my reading back, because it's just such an important thing. Of course, I can achieve success without reading. Of course, I believe that even if I didn't read, even if I stopped reading right now, I would achieve success. And in both, like with money and with social skills and with other people, there are other ways of gaining knowledge and experience. But I believe that with books, my success is gonna be far greater and like to such a big degree. It's gonna be so much greater than it would be normally if I didn't read at all. But I prefer just reading normal books. I don't know if you're like this, if you're the same way, but when I download a free ebook of a book, I just tend to not read it. I'm like, I don't really want to read it, so I'm not really gonna do that. But if I have a physical copy of a book, I feel obligated to read it. I'm like, you already bought it, you spend like $10 on this book, and now you're not gonna read it? Of course you are. So even if it's bit by bit, 5 pages by 5 pages, I slowly get through that book. But if it's not a physical copy, I'm just gonna toss it away and be like, no, I'm not reading this. This is boring. But when I'm obligated to read it, if I put effort and my time and money into getting that book, because I have to hop on a bike and ride to a store, spend some money, get the book and go back home. This takes effort. And now I'm not gonna read this book. It's gonna collect dust on my shelf. Of course not. But I've also noticed something that I tend to tell myself, okay, now you're gonna read the whole chapter, the whole like 30 pages. But I'm like, oh, this is gonna take so much time. I don't wanna read. I'm not gonna read at all. Because I set myself this huge expectation of reading 30 pages. Like, I know that it's not much, but with my reading speed, and especially if the book is in English, with my reading speed, it would take me like 1.5 hours or 2 hours. Especially that I'm analyzing the book. I'm taking notes. I'm thinking how I'm gonna use this information from this book. So this is not just I'm reading. No, I'm also underlining. This takes time. And reading these 30 pages would take me like 1.5 hours easily. So because I set myself these huge expectations, at some point I'm not gonna read. And reading just 10 pages is just too little. I'm not gonna read it all. But it's a wrong mindset. I should be like, okay, now I'm gonna sit down and read 10 pages. Or just for 10 minutes. And nothing more. You don't have to do anything. After these 10 minutes, you can just close the book and call it a day. And that's gonna be fine. Yesterday I did it. Yesterday I was like, I don't want to read 30 pages. Like, I know that I only have like 30 or 20 pages left, but no, I don't really want to do that. Okay, fine, I said. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, if I don't feel like it, I'm just gonna close the book and toss it away. And I'm not gonna read. And that's the whole reading for today. But after 10 minutes, I was like, no, actually, it's not that bad. And I read a few more pages and called it a day. I read more than I would previously. Because previously I would just say that, I'm gonna read 30 pages. But I would just end up not reading at all. Because I set such a high bar. But because I said to myself, okay, just 10 minutes is fine. I got to the 10 minutes. I think I read even for 12. Such a big win, right? I know that it's such a small thing, but I noticed that we have this tendency of setting ourselves these huge goals. Reading for an hour, is it a big thing? No. But is it a big thing to do it every day, even when you don't want to? Yeah, it kinda is. We tend to set ourselves these huge goals, and if we can't meet it, we just don't do them at all. Because we are too prideful to just admit that, no, reading for an hour a day is quite difficult right now. And we don't want to admit that we are still on this baby level of reading, for example, or the baby level of not eating junk. We are still just taking these little steps, and little step at a time we have to go to the top. And no, not start from 1 hour a day and that's it. No, it's like with meditating. I'm at the beginning stages of meditating. I'm not sitting there with my eyes closed for 1 hour a day. No, I'm just beginning, and I know this. I know that if I wanted to meditate for 1 hour a day, it would just all go to shit. I would just start visualizing some stuff, and this wouldn't really be the meditation that I need. This wouldn't be any meditation, right? I would just sit there and daydream for 1 hour. This wouldn't do anything. So I'm just going slowly. I started with 3 minutes, then I went to 5, and then 10. And at some point, I'm gonna get to some higher minutes, right? To some longer time. But it requires some time. I can't just start with 1 hour of meditating. If you just started going to the gym, like imagine, you just started going to a gym. Would you do this whole workout without any warm-up, pretty much? And you're just doing your max, you're trying to bench press 120 kilos, or 200 and something pounds. Would you do it? Would you try to curl 100 fucking pounds? Would you? Of course not. You have to build up. I mean, you're probably never gonna be able to curl 100 pounds, but it's just an example, right? If you just went to the gym, it was your first day, you wouldn't try to bench press 100 kilos, would you? Of course not. So why are you doing the same? Well, why am I doing the same with reading? That no, I'm better than this, and I'm not gonna read for less than an hour a day. Whenever I say this to myself, I just end up not reading at all. So it's better to start with these baby steps, with just 3 minutes of meditation a day, with just 10 minutes of reading a day. Build up that habit and just be like, it's not that bad. Just see the progress in me that, I'm reading actually. It's far better than it used to be, because previously I would set up myself these high bars and I wouldn't just do these things because these things are too fucking high for me. So we just have to level up, like in a video game. We have to kill these lesser bosses, this level 1, level 10, level 20 bosses to get to these higher bosses. You have to kill these smaller enemies to get to the big one. And it's the same with reading, and the same with exercising, the same with eating clean. With all these things, Sometimes you can't go cold turkey like with not eating junk. Maybe it's the best way, but sometimes going cold turkey and going all in and just cutting something out or just 100% going into something, this might not be the best way because it's not gonna be sustainable. And what we fucking need is the consistency. We need consistency. I can be reading for an hour a day for a week, but if I don't read for the next month, then what's the fucking point? I mean, of course, the point is that I've read, but I wanna be able to do the good habits consistently. So even if it means that I'm gonna read for just 10 minutes a day, but if I read for 10 minutes a day, every day for the rest of my life, it's gonna be such a big thing. Just because that one day at 17 I realized that I'm just gonna read for 10 minutes a day, and if I don't read anymore, if I don't read even 1 minute more, if I don't read any more pages, that's fine, just 10 minutes a day. But for the rest of my life, it's gonna make such a big impact. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you also, the same way that I do, will just pick up a book and read for just 10 minutes or meditate for just 3 minutes. Start with these little steps, and then when you finally build the consistency, when you build this muscle in you, then you will just progress and do it more. I hope you do the same as I do. Like the video if you found it helpful, and have a good day, dude.